okay? First of all, you're going to see that on one side of your table, you have, oh, hang on. On one side of your table, you're going to have negative z's across the vertical column. And on the other side of your table, you're going to have positive z's. Okay, so this picture at the very top is going to help us a lot to understand about the table. The area in the table is always area to the left of z, and this little picture helps you to remember that. To find a value, I'm going to go ahead and just go with the positive side of things for right now. If you see this, you might see it written a couple of different ways. You might see it as the probability that z is less than 2.03, or you might see it written as area to the left of 2.03. Area and probability are going to be synonymous. So if we're going to look for that, what we're going to do is we would find the 2 over here on the left-hand column and the first tenths place on that left-hand column. So if we go down to 2.0, this is where we would be here. And then we need to find the 3 in the top row. So we're going to go all the way over till we get the 0.03, which would be right there. You're going to take your fingers, or you can just draw them out, and you're going to go to where these two intersect one another, and they intersect one another at 0.9788. And so the probability that z is less than 2.03 is 0.9788, or 97.88%. That was an area to the left. For area to the left, we're just going to go ahead and look it up. Okay? I'm now going to erase that stuff so we can do a new problem. All right, so this new one. Let's do, that was an area to the left. Let's do an area to the right. All right, an area to the right is going to look like the following. It might look like a picture like this. And we'll say z is going to equal 0.42. It might look like this, probability that z is greater than 0.42. Or it might be just written out, find the area to the right of z equals 0.42. So if we're going to find area to the right, okay. All right, I'm going to erase this stuff on our z-table. It's not good to write on your z-score table because you're going to use it all the time, so it's easier to just kind of use it and then not write on it a whole lot. Okay, so z equals 0.42. So there are two different ways we can do it. Method number one, method number one is going to be find area to left and subtract from 1. We know the full area under the curve is equal to 1. And if we want area to the right, we can take the area from the left, because that's how your chart is made up, and subtract from 1. So we're going to go ahead and take that approach right now. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look up 0.42 in my chart. So I'm going to look up 0.4 here. Then I'm going to go all the way over until I get the 0.02, which is right here. And I see where those two intersect, and it is 0.6628. So now if I subtract 1 from that, I'm going to get a 2, a 7, a 3, and a 3. So the probability that z is going to be greater than 0.42 is 0.3372, or 33.72%. Another way that we can find area to the right is that we can look up the negative. If it is symmetric about the mean, then area to the left of negative 0.42 is going to be the same as area to the right of positive 0.42. So what we're going to do is we're going to travel all the way over to our negative part of our z-score. We are going to look up negative 0.4, which is all the way down here. This side is made up kind of opposite. It doesn't go in the same way as the other side, as you would think. And then we're going to go over to our 2, so 0.3372. If we go back over here, that's the same exact answer we got just a moment ago, and it confirms that either way is acceptable to find area to the right. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and erase I'm going to erase a little bit faster, I guess, doing this. And I'm going to give you a problem to see if you can do a problem area to the left and area to the right. Okay? And I'll give you the answers in just a second. All right, so here's my problem. What is the probability that z is less than 1.07? This is area to the left. And the other one, what is the probability that z is greater than, let's do 0.94. I'm going to pause this for just a minute and give you some time to look at those, and then I'll pick back up. Okay, so the first one, probability that z is less than 1.07. I'm right here in that mode actually right now. So 1.07, I would go ahead and travel down to 1.0. I would go over to 0.07, and I see it right there, 0.8577. It's area to the left, so I can just look it up. All right, so my next one, area to the right of 0.94, I'm going to look up negative 0.94. So I'm going to go over to my, I'm going to go over to my chart over here and look up negative 0.94. Negative 0.9 is right here, and then 0.4 goes right here, 0.1736. It's not important for you to write it as a decimal or percent. Either way is acceptable. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and talk to you about your standard normal distribution. When I do that, we're going to be talking about our z-table, which I'm going to show you in just a minute. Let's remember that our standard normal distribution is a bell-shaped curve with a mean of 0 and a standard deviation equal to 1. We know that in this distribution, the total area under the curve is equal to 1. We know that it is symmetric about the mean. And so what this helps us to understand is that we have 50% of our data to the left of our mean and 50% of our data to the right of the mean. So let's go ahead and talk about what our table, how our table is going to help us with this.